way deeper. I had always been on a mission to get closer, but I just had never really been there. And it started getting really, really deep. And for some reason, the deeper my relationship got with God, the further I felt I was pulling away from Him. And I would never forget one day I told him, I ended up just crying randomly. And I worked from home and I looked over at him and I said, my biggest fear is that this relationship is going to pull me away from you. You know, because I thought I was leaving my dream, which is building that family and building this relationship with God. So what ended up happening, and what's crazy is that I was putting so much time, effort, and energy into this. That's like one of the reasons why I wasn't really doing like my podcast and everything like that. I was just focusing on my family. Like everything could go to the back end for my family. That's how I felt. We end up going through a situation where I couldn't overlook it. Right? It was like a huge betrayal to me, and end up randomly finding it out. And it's like a woman's intuition. One day, some tell you like, look at this. Look at this real quick. And I ended up doing it, but I found out a lot of stuff that we just couldn't come back from, and that ended up separating us. And so I thought I had lost my dream and what I was going for, but I feel like I ended up learning so much more about myself. I felt that my life was centered around this person and that was my reality, but I realized I'm stronger without it. And being with him has made me a better companion and prepared for my actual husband. So even though right now still, because I still haven't found my person, it could be a failure in some people's eyes. I feel like that was a win. It was a lesson for me. Nothing in life for me is a failure. So like when you said, what's your biggest failure? I've learned the older I've gotten that nothing is a failure. Everything prepares you for your next step. It's all about perception and how you perceive your surroundings and the things you go through. So that did nothing but help me grow and become a better person, a better woman, and build my relationship closer with my Father, Heavenly Father that I'm speaking of, right? So that I can be that Proverbs 31 woman instead of chasing after a man who didn't put God first in his life, which means he would have led us astray anyway.
I feel that. So much grace.
Amen.
Type shit.
He's so Chicago.
But I love the fact that you say that with just so much grace, like being a woman going through that thing to where it could have tore anybody down.
Yeah.
I think just relationships period is a sensitive subject. Like when
For sure.
not actually really knowing like where you're going with this person or how this person is thinking of you. Like a lot of people, they harbor emotions and could wake up literally like a different person.
Yes.
And you like, okay, I did this and I did that. And I hope you didn't internalize that, because that's what we do. We as females, we gonna internalize something real quick. We ain't got the, what happened or the answers or to try to find that closure. So
You end up going through a phase where it's like, was I good enough?
Yeah.
What was wrong with me?
Or
And don't
what
get me
could I have done
wrong,
different,
through that process, through your grief, I feel like that's a part of grieving. Because when you have that type of bond with someone and you guys separate, it's almost like a death.
It's a mourning.
for sure.
You literally
It's a
mourn.
true mourning that you're
and
going
that person
through.
is still living.
Yeah.
And that person is still, and I have a child with this person. So I also had to go through a journey first, right, of healing, of getting past it, and then forgiving. Because regardless if we're together, you will always be a part of my life. So once I got through my process, I'll never forget, it was my daughter's birthday and he came along and I had to sit down and tell him that I forgive you. I hold nothing against you. And the reason I've come to this is because who am I as a human being who's made mistakes and God has constantly forgiven to not forgive you?
Yeah.
I'm not better than God. So if God can forgive, then of course I can forgive you. That was just a phase in your life. Each one of us are individual people on our paths trying to blend our lives together. And we met really young. He's a year younger than me. So he was 20 and I was 21. He was 20 and I was 21 when we initially met. So we literally grew up together.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I had to tell him, I'm not upset with the choices that you made because that's what you needed to do on your journey. Did it indirectly or directly affect me? Yes, it did. But I can look past that. It doesn't mean that you're a terrible person. I'm not going to assassinate your character because of the decisions that you made. That was just the choice that you made.
Yeah.
And now, unfortunately, you have to live with that choice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to let that harbor in me. You know, we can still be cool. We'll never be back together. But we can
Never
definitely be never, ever.
I was just asking, Joe.
The reason
I wasn't gonna go there.
The reason I say that is because it was 10 years of off and on. And this last stretch was like our final, that final go.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to give it all now,
Or the
or
thing
we
gonna
got to
work.
let it go because I've
We
literally
wasting time,
spent
yeah.
my years with you.
Yeah.
What most men and right now would say, I spent my most prime years with you. I'm 33. You get what I'm saying? Like, now it's crunch time. Now it's like I have to battle between, like you said, the desire and desperation.
Right.
I have to not get myself in a situation where I'm moving out of desperation, which I feel I've already kind of fallen into
Yeah.
being in a
Desperation
relationship, and now
takes
I'm
you
not.
out of alignment.
It takes you out of alignment with what God actually has in store
Because
for you.
you start missing red flags. It's
Yes,
you
because
just
of what
so
you're
in
looking
it.
for.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
so in
Because
it.
my end goal is this, and I just need to
feel
get
like you
there.
miss out on the process of to where
healing too.
you supposed to be going. I feel like when you lose sight on what the process is.
Yep.
And,
The end goal.
And not so much the end goal, but forget the end goal.
Yeah,
I just want to be present.
in the process.
I want to
yes.
be in the process. I want to learn every step of the way. I call it baby steps.
Mhm.
People be like, oh, baby steps. Yes, I love baby steps. I love taking it one day at a time.
Mhm.
I love being able, okay, God, what do you want me to learn from this right now?
How old
Today.
are you, if you don't mind me?
I'm 30.
Okay, so we in our 30s. I'm
Yeah.
32.
You 32? Oh, look at
Yeah,
us.
I'll be 31 this year.
Okay.
Your baby is. Your baby.
You know I love when people say that.
I look 25.
Thank you. I love when they be like, can I get your ID? Yes, you can. Here you go.
We getting
But
old,
no, I
nigga.
just love,
That's the plan.
Well, that's the
You see the
plan.
grade?
I feel like when I hit 30, something just clicked in me where
Oh,
it just
yeah.
it made me
Oh, for
realize
sure.
where it's not about, and then also how I'm listening to you talk about the relationship with God. Once you learn a relationship with God, it's never ending. It's
Never
it's
ending.
infinity for a reason.
Yes.
And one thing, go ahead,
No,
girl.
oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, girl,
Yeah.
a lot of women, we get off our rock when it comes to like when we meet somebody new and we bear into God. We're like, okay, y'all, is it God? Is this for you? This is from you? Like,
Right.
Is this for me? Did you do this? But we
Right.
have to stay consistent. Keep going to Bible study. Keep
Yes.
Going to if that man going
Because
to church
you
with
will
It
fall
is.
off.
It's gonna-
Yeah.
he
You
gonna
will fall
or
off.
that man gonna leave and that was
And
your guy.
you know what's funny?
Listen.
Sometimes is people say one of the most powerful prayers you can say is, God, if it's not for me, please
Take
remove
it
it from
away.
my life. And he will remove
Immediately.
it, but it doesn't always happen
But
immediately.
you gotta
because sometimes God
Say-
makes
say
you
for
feel like
you.
you have to feel you have to learn the lesson, right? And also trust the process. So I remember in my last after my long relationship, I met another guy, right? And I'm thinking maybe this it, right? And I kept praying about it. Like, God, if this not for me, take it away. If this not for me, take it away. And he wouldn't take it away. He wouldn't take it away because I feel like to a certain degree, he felt like I never told you to get in it.
Do you feel like he put you in position to make that decision to not choose it?
Yes, he put me into this in the position to
To see if you still stupid?
see if you're still have you learned your lesson.
yes,
Real
yes,
talk.
yes.
Have you learned your
No, for
lesson?
real.
And I always say this, right? And it's referenced in the Bible too. And like the people were stiff necked.
Yeah.
Right? He doesn't say stubborn, but stiff necked.
Stiff-necked.
And I'll
You
literally
can't do
talk to
nothing
God
with
and
it.
say
Talking
my
about the
neck
Hebrews.
can be so stiff.
That's that Moses story.
I'm one of
Right now.
Moses story. I'm one of those people, and I've learned this
Moses
about
and
myself.
Aaron.
I have to hit my head a few times
I ain't gonna
before
lie.
I can really be like, yeah, I gotta do it.
Burn me.
I have to go through it.
Okay, guys.
So he can't just automatically remove it from me because I'm not gonna learn from it. And also,
Do you feel like
just
having
because
your
they're
child is
not
what
for
teaching
you, that too, right? But just because they're not necessarily for you long term doesn't mean like Law said, people come in your life for a reason, season, or a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
This person came in my life to show me there can be something better, but that still might not be that for you. Just because he's one step up doesn't mean he's all that God has in store for you.
Look, I'm gonna say, there's some people that come into your life to be like, hey, look, this is all like, this is, if you stop now, this is all you gonna give you. This all you gonna be.
This all I'm gonna give you.
This all I got.
What was the other story where the man gave? Hold on, where the king gave his servants money and told them to hold the money. Right? It was one servant that took it and buried the money.
Yeah.
It was another one that went out and found a way to flip the money.
Right.
Brought the money back and brought extra.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, okay, now you get to keep all of this. And they gave him a higher limit. Right. And he brought the same bag. Like, so all you did was keep the same thing I gave you. You didn't grow it. You didn't try to expand it. You didn't even take the risk on it.
You were saving.
That's it. Just being safe. You know what I mean?
Safe.
That's like giving
next
a gift.
question.
Somebody giving a gift and you ain't giving it.
Next question. When was the last time you stepped out of safety, and what was the reward in it?
That's such a broad kind of question in a way.
It can be
Very
something.
broad.
It can be, yo, I sat on something that I was supposed to stay out loud, or it can be like, yo, this person.
I see what you mean. Like, when was the time that you was scared but you still went?
Right. So you at your safety, you at your little safety net, what you normally do that keeps you comfort. But when the last time you stepped out of that, you took that leap of faith, and that shit panned out?
Well, mine is pretty simple. I used to bartend at this Holiday Inn in Tinley Park, and this lady randomly talking. I read. I'm a hardcover copy. I walk around with books with me, and I got this book at the time called How Not to Die. I'm very much so into herbalism and into self-healing and really trying to find alternative to these medications that they be trying to drown us with or whatever, right? And she randomly talked about how she had like cysts in her stomach or something like that. And I'm like, man, I was just reading about that. How not to die from digestive system, digestive cancer. I flipped to the chapter and I let her read it. And I feel like that in that very moment I realized that I felt like I found something that allows me to step out of my comfort zone because I'm bartending. It's like you ain't trying to be in her business. Yeah, I ain't trying to be in your business, but I'm listening to you, lady, and I'm reading something that
and you feel like you can help
and I'm like, what medication are you taking? Okay, well, there is an alternative of XYZ that you can go to Aldi
and get it.
What's small about that? You literally had the knowledge that God put on you to know in a position, and you could have said, "That's not my place. That's not my problem. That's not." But you said something that literally could have saved someone's life.
She's Walgreens right now,
and she put what you said, and like you could have saved her life. That's not small. Like that's not small.
For
sure.
Well, mine is small. It's more personal.
Okay.
I'm afraid of heights.
Oh,
me too.
Right? Okay. When I went to Mexico for my 30th birthday, we went to Cenote. Right? It's like this, like big, caved water that people just jump in. Right? And so you can go off a what's the little line thing called? Zip line. And go into the water. And I was okay doing that. It's kind of scary. But people were walking up to the cliff and just jumping off. And it was people after people and people going. And I was like, okay.
You mean our Caucasian brothers?
No, it was black people. It was black people up there and it was Hispanics, actually. And I went up there and I would walk up to it and I back up. And I walk up to it and I back up. To the point where they couldn't even catch, like, because everybody was doing it, they was taking a picture. They like, you gonna go? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm really trying to. But I was like, I have to conquer this fear. So I literally ended up just walking up to it, like breathed and took the leap. And what's crazy is in that moment, it made me realize that sometimes we make such a big deal out of something that can literally be conquered just by you facing it.
Dude, that shit scared.
It's not that I can't swim. You know, like I could swim. It's nothing but water and I have a life vest on. But it was just the distance between the cliff and the water that scared me.
Because it's too much space in between the falls.
Yeah, but you don't. Your stomach go into your throat. You can't get mad. It's like, boop, you in the water. But it was just, it was a very eye-opening moment for me. Like, oh my God, I did this. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I can't believe I did it when I was telling myself I couldn't do it. Right. It's like the power of your mind.
I need something like that. I don't have that kind of like my son asked me, I think yesterday, matter of fact, like, what scares me? And I'm like, only thing that scared me is something bad happening to you and your sisters and your mom. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I don't really have fears. I have one fear that annoys my life, and that's the police getting behind me while I'm driving.
That still scares you?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
As a black
man,
I have outgrown that fear. What? I used to have that a lot in high school, but now I be like, everything good. Like, I got my what's the name? It's not even that. Like, my paper's good, my license good. Yeah. Like, what you gonna do to me?
So my thing is, it's just the like as a black man driving, I've been pulled over 20 times at least. Like, you know what I'm saying, and probably got a ticket like 2 or 3 times.
Right.
Out of those 20. You know what I'm saying? They just make it a thing. So as we drive, all I do is check mirrors. I see a police car 10 times faster than they see me. You know what I'm saying? I know where you at. You dig what I'm saying? So it's all, matter of fact, today, motherfucker come past me. You know what I'm saying? Come past me and shit. I'm like, don't get behind me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
don't get behind me.
I ain't got time for it. Like, you know what I'm saying, Joe? And this is one of them things, and I hate it. Yeah. I hate it. It bothers the hell out of me that it bothers me.
They don't even
you know what I'm
saying?
saying?
They don't.
Look, it's emasculating that you have to have this respect for something that you don't respect.
That you have to comply.
Like I have to
that's what it is.
Decriminalize, make myself look less threatening to make sure that you, man, fuck you, bro.
That's crazy. I have to, as a woman, as a black woman, I have to actually like keep that in my conscience and not overlook that, especially when I have like a black man riding with me.
Yes.
Because I'll be chilling.
Literally.
I'll be chilling. I ain't thinking about it. And sometimes I do, but then when I am with a guy, I don't know what he got going on.
Yeah.
And then that also makes me
can
look
affect
at you funny.
Right.
I may look at you funny, like, why you so scared?
Right. No, seriously though.
Yeah.
You got something on you weren't supposed to have on you? Like, what you?
So if we get pulled over right now, we good?
Right.
You know, because
seriously,
I gotta make sure I get home to my
seriously.
You know? So
that's made me stop talking to people in the past. Like,
I don't need to be scared when the police come.
Why?
If
Why am
I ain't riding no down.
Baby,
I already been through that. You
gonna throw a pack on your lap.
You hear me?
I'm too old to be a rat-a-tat.
Putting it in
I'm too old to be a rat-a-tat. I'm till death do us part, but I'm not a ride or die. Why we gotta die? Yeah. Yes,
I don't think they gonna kill me. It's just the inconvenience to have to talk to you, the what you want. I know I didn't do nothing wrong.
You gotta be nice
to me a little way.
Yep.
Like, and if we was to go toe to toe, even though I know I beat your ass, I can't.
You can't.
It's like it's a lot. It's
emasculating.
Like, leave me alone. Like, just leave me alone.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So, man, listen. This was.
You gotta end with a freestyle, bro.
Excellent. All right.
Right. Thank you.
Listen,
Lord.
This was excellent. Like Real Talk has been one of my favorite episodes. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and that's real shit.
Oh shit.
Do me a favor, Vash. We're gonna start with you. Tell the people what you got coming up. You know what I'm saying? Where to find you if you want them to follow you, and go from there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can follow me on Instagram. That's really my only platform. That's Vash @That'sVash. I am on my journey of just being a better mother, and I am on this real adventure of wanting to be an herbalist. So one day, you guys are gonna see Vash Teas and Things. That's gonna. putting
I'm
it
looking
in the
out for
air.
that.
Bash Cheesy Things, y'all come on out. It's gonna be a cafe, library, live music.
Come
I'm
on.
speaking
Okay.
into
Live, girl.
existence.
The right
Yes.
way.
For sure. Thank you for having me.
For sure. For sure.
That's
Liz?
what's up. Oh Lord. Yeah, I am shooting a lot. I turned 40 in March.
Let's go.
Wow.
So
Big
I'm
40.
Big
yeah,
dog.
yeah. So I'm yeah, man. So I'm
So
throwing
old?
I'm doing it's not a party. It's an event.
Got it.
So the
Okay.
event will be art,
Okay.
mental health,
I
and
like
cannabis.
that.
Let's get it.
Oh,
You know I
can we
love-
all be invited?
Yeah, you
I would
actually
like to
can.
be
So
invited.
yes, yeah.
Look, that's
No.
my vibe.
No,
Yeah,
it's
look.
gonna be dope. So like I want to.
tickets and stuff like that.
Yeah, it will be. Y'all all invited. I'll make sure you.
Okay.
I got
Yeah,
you.
you
I
know we
got you.
locked in, y'all.
But
We
like
locked in.
it's gonna be like a half day type thing. So like I'll
Okay.
curate events. So like I'm not
Yeah.
like a regular birthday party. So it's gonna be like, yo, we're gonna come in. I got a couple sponsors. I got 2 cannabis sponsors. I got one is a black owned cannabis sponsor. I
Cool.
got
I love
Moore's
Check it out, boys.
beer. So I
Moore's.
got that and dispensary from Michigan that's gonna like give out goodie bags and stuff like that. I'm gonna have a panel.
Right.
Right, I'm gonna have a panel with like creatives that like talk about how mushrooms and cannabis like helps your creative process.
Okay.
And then at the end, I'm having like some poets that like come out like chop it up and do like about like it's gonna be food. It's gonna be open bar
We does,
the whole time.
I'm thirsty.
Put your shit on. It's gonna be
March what?
18. Well, my birthday the 18th, but it'll be the Sunday after that.
Gotcha.
So it's gonna be
yeah.
it's gonna be at 3 City Social.
Gonna
So
be the
I'm the
Sunday
art
after
curator at that. So it's a new social
My
club.
Where's that?
birthday, the 22nd.
It's in River North. It's 320.
Oh, good. I
West.
ain't got to go to Inglewood.
Nope,
Oh,
it's 320.
okay.
It's 320
Feel
West.
like
Hey, don't start West
Yeah,
Side.
look,
Don't
I know.
Right.
worry.
It's always them people
I
from the
let you
West
slide this
Side.
whole time.
Hey, you know, I was holding back.
Yeah, hey, if you know us, we know. That's how we get down. It's West
Yeah,
Side.
it's always the people from the West Side.
Yeah, and then my art collective, the Inglewood Art Collective, we will be at the next art fair coming up. We're doing the Inglewood Music Fest. We got
Damn,
it's so much shit that I would do it injustice, but I keep saying it. So follow me on
Okay.
Instagram at sauce_no_pasta. So like sauce no pasta.
Sauce,
Okay.
no pasta. Let's get it. All right. Bree, tell them.
Alright, y'all. So I am just very big into like beauty, mental health. Like I am in a health field. I have my master's degree in health administration.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to pretty soon getting my foundation off, and it's going to be really surrounded by mental health. That's very needed in our community. We don't have that many resources or knowledge around mental health, and our brothers, our sisters, our parents, like everybody. I'm not gonna say everybody. I want to put that on there, but somebody knows somebody that needs therapy or can use resources in the mental health, or probably even went through some drastic stuff. So, I just want to become an advocate for it. So, it's gonna be more on that. I'm also a makeup artist, just trying to create confidence in the women's lives, the girls' lives. We love it. You can find me at _berrybeats_ for my makeup. But my personal page is Brianna Joy, BrianaJoi.
You did.
Well, y'all already know it's your girl Ty from the Shy. Exactly the same on Instagram. TY4RMDACHI. You can definitely catch me tomorrow on another podcast with Lil Peep.
Shout out to
Okay. Lil Peep Show. Definitely check it out on YouTube as well. And I promise, I have been saying this and saying this. Y'all keep seeing me on everybody else's podcast. You will see me on my own.
Ooh.
Very soon. Okay, maybe some people from the couch will also be on the
You know
show
what time
as
it is.
well. Do you hear me? So check that out. It is coming soon. I might even be back on this couch soon.
course.
Who knows?
Of
Y'all
course.
always can see me around. But definitely check me out on Instagram. I am so happy to be here. So happy that I was once again invited. And I'm just happy to kick it with the folks. You know, Virgo gang.
Gang.
Here y'all go.
All right. And y'all know what it is. Listen, it is your boy, Chicago Outlaw, the West Side Legend. That's ChicagoUTLAW. The same O in Chicago is the same O in Outlaw. It's only one. And if you want to follow us, it's the Facts and Law Pod Show. It's a pod show, not a podcast. You need to see this fly. Hey, we gonna catch y'all on the next one. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and go check out all that shit we got on YouTube, because we going hard right now.
Yay.
Peace. Bitch ass nigga, let's go. You dig. Yo, I appreciate
That was fun.
y'all.
Like,
It
that
was
was
so
great.
fun.
You know
It's
what I'm saying?
always